All right, what's up? What's up? I'm back. Fit to do the weed stop mixture for spot treating the weeds in the backyard. I'm gonna try to do all this stuff with one hand because my videographer, my son, he's asleep now. But this is everything that I got. I got my weed stop for lawns. This also come in a granular as well, but I get the liquid for the spot treating. Basically, just got a little bottle here, measured off at 8 ounces, so I know where I'm pouring to. Got my backpack sprayer, and I have some dish soap, and I'll explain what the dish soap is for here shortly. First thing you want to do on all of your stuff that you're using, you want to make sure you read the directions. So why do I have my bottle set at 8 ounces? So per the directions back here, I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but this basically tells you like all the different weeds that it kills. This weed stop here also kills yellow nutsedge, along with other weeds, crabgrass killer, things of that sort. So you're looking through your directions for use, right there. You have a graph over here on the side. Basically tells you doing 1,250 square feet, 1,875 square feet, 2,500 square feet, etc. Tells you how much you actually need of the product and how many gallons of water that you're gonna put into your sprayer. With this backpack sprayer here, you basically have gallons over here on the side. So you got your 1 gallon mark there, your 2 gallon mark, your 3 gallon mark. All right. So since I'm just spot treating, I can go with the lowest setting that's on here to spot treat 1,250 square feet. You need 8 fluid ounces of the product and 3 gallons of water. So I basically take my bottle here with 8 fluid ounces on it. I'm gonna do it in the sink. Like I say, you wanna make sure you don't get this product on you or anything like that. Let me go ahead and fold this up. All right, so what I wanna do is I wanna try to pour 8 fluid ounces into the bottle here. All right, that should be my 8 fluid ounce mark. All right, got 8 fluid ounces. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top back on here. And basically, the only thing you're gonna do, you're gonna mix this, or you're gonna put this into your spreader. You could use a backpack sprayer, you could use a 1 gallon sprayer. Basically, you just have to do some more measurements for your 1 gallon. And then basically just go fill this up to the 3 gallon mark with water. Move all the stuff out the way. I'm gonna let y'all know what the dish soap is used for here in a second. I'm basically just going to, I don't want to turn the water on full steam. All right, while that's filling up to the 3 gallon mark, the Dawn dish soap, what is that good for? Well, in my post, I said I was going to mix the weed control and I was going to add a surfactant. There's a couple different ways you can add a surfactant. You can actually go on Amazon and purchase a surfactant. I think you can get it in a 32 ounce or a 64 ounce bottle. But with me, I'm gonna keep it real simple right now. The Dawn dish soap, I'm going to use that as a surfactant. What is a surfactant? A surfactant is basically a, what's the word? It's basically something that helps the product stick to the blades of the grass. That way, when you spray your weeds, your spray is not basically just running off. So basically, the Dawn dish soap, or if you go online, like I said, on Amazon, you can get a actual surfactant. Turn it down some. What I really don't want is a whole lot of bubbles. That's why I haven't added the dish soap yet. Because once you add the water, you want to agitate this a little bit. Basically, just shake it up a little bit. So I'm gonna add the dish soap after I do the little agitation of this mixture. And once I add the dish soap, you want to add roughly about a tablespoon of surfactant to your mixture. Let's see, these liters over on this side, but I know on the other side I got ounces, so my 3-ounce mark will be, my 3-gallon mark will be up here on my backpack sprayer. So I'm just gonna let that go ahead and finish filling up to the 3-gallon mark. But like I say, doing this mixture, if I don't want to treat the entire lawn like I did before with my backpack sprayer, my broadcast spreader, I don't want to treat the whole lawn again. I just want to go through and just spot treat weeds that are stubborn weeds, basically, that are still in the lawn, that the treatment that I did a month ago didn't kill off. All right, still got a couple bubbles in there. So basically, I'm just gonna put my strainer back into my backpack spreader. We'll go ahead and rinse this top off a little bit. Just throw the top on. Like I said, I'm basically just gonna agitate this a little bit before I put the dish soap in there. I knew something didn't feel right. Basically just go shake it up a little bit. Try to get this stuff mixed in. And like I say, you want to add probably about a tablespoon or so of your surfactant, depending on what type of surfactant you get. With this being Dawn dish soap, I roughly just add probably about a tablespoon or so. You really don't have to have a whole lot. And like I say, the dish soap is basically just being used to help the product stick to the grass blades. That way, when it rains or when you water it in, it actually gets down into the soil, gets down into the root zone, kill the roots. The Spectracide Weed Stop, it's a weed killer. It doesn't kill your lawn. You can see it down on the bottom. Say won't harm lawns. Kills over 250 types of weeds. Say visible results in 8 hours. That depends. That's not always accurate. It really depends how much is raining, if it's raining, if you water it in, what the weather is, and things like that. But it say it's supposed to be visible in 8 hours. You'll know when your weeds are dying off, because your weeds will start turning yellow. They'll first turn yellow and then they'll start to turn brown. But when they start turning yellow, you'll know the product is actually working and your weeds are dying off. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to do all this stuff with one hand. That way I can still record. All right, take this out the sink. All right, so basically you got a Scott's professional backpack sprayer. Over on the side, you probably can't see it, but it's at my 3-gallon mark, or a little bit over my 3-gallon mark. I got this is a pump sprayer. You can also get a battery operated sprayer as well, but that's a pump sprayer. So that's my my manual pump lever, and then I actually have my wand to actually do my spreading. So basically, I'm just gonna take this and put it on my back. Like I say, I'm doing all this with one hand, so y'all gotta excuse me. So then we're gonna come out here to the line. I ain't got my gloves on, I'm tripping. But, do got my glasses. You wanna make sure you wear glasses, especially when you're doing this type of stuff, because that wind is no joke. And you do not want this product to spray back up in your face, spray in your eyes, spray in your mouth. Any of that jazz. Let's see. Bring the wand down. Right now, I'm basically just pumping up the backpack spray, get some pressure in it. All right. Grab my wand back here. This is basically what it looked like when it sprays out. Like I say, it's not going to harm the grass, so that's why I'm not really worried about spraying it over the grass right now. But again, my main focus right now is to spot treat weeds. So as far as spot treating the weeds, you want to make sure if you see some weeds that you want to go ahead and spot treat. Let me see. All right, let's say like these little weeds right here. Basically want to make a smooth pass across the weed. All right, so basically start here. Get you a nice pass across the weed. You don't have to sit here and drench it. Just get you a nice couple passes across the weeds. That's really all you need. And then, like I say, like with my line is cut at 4 inches. So with my line being thick, the product is not going to go anywhere. Like I said, if you got a thinner line or something like that, you might have a little bit of trouble, or you might want to spray a little bit more. And me, myself, with my yard being that big, I basically cut everything down to probably 1,000 square feet. Now, when I basically count square feet, because I don't have my my actual square foot roller out here to measure everything off, if you go over 2, up 50, I'm sorry, over 20, up 50, basically that's your square footage. I basically, for the most part, I usually would work an area like that, but right now, I'm actually walking my lawn just to look at any inconsistencies and things like that. So I'm doing a lot smaller area. So I basically just walk up where I do my my double stripe set. I'll walk up and basically spot treat that area. Then I'll come down for my other 2 stripes, spot treat that area, and I basically do that across the whole line. And like I say, reason being is because I'm actually looking for any other bare spots, any other weeds, anything like that that's in my lawn that I'll actually need to get to. It'll be easier for me to do it breaking it down this way. So I know if I got a bare spot in another area, I can be like, okay, that's 4 line stripes over, and you know what I mean, up however many steps or down however many steps. So I basically try to do it that way because it's a little bit easier. When I go back to my drawing board or whatnot and do my my plan, it's easier for me to actually break down where I have some inconsistencies and things like that. So I basically just walk all the way up, looking around for any weeds and any other inconsistencies. Then I come over and walk back down. And like I said, I basically just do this across my whole yard instead of going side to side or just walking, you know, diagonal or whatnot, because I might know exactly where the weeds are at. I'm basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone right now. Just looking for different things that, like I say, I may need to fix later on. And I like to try to get out here and walk my lawn kind of like this, maybe once a week, twice a week, something like that. When the lawn start growing, I'll get out here and walk it again while it's actively growing. Reason being is because you got some weeds that are hidden after you cut the lawn. There's some weeds that you can cut the top off of them, and now it's basically just a stalk, so it look like it's actual grass, but it's a weed. So as it's growing, I like to come out here and look at different areas, walk the lawn again, just to see what I need to hit. But this is really it. It's probably one of the boring parts of it. Just walking up and down my lawn, spraying weeds. Give you a little bit of cardio as well, especially with this COVID-19 and everything going on. People trying to figure out different ways to get out of the house. It's something that you can do. I mean, you're still at the house, but you get to get outside, walk your property, enjoy your lawn, get some fresh air, stuff like that. But like I said, it's probably one of the boring parts of the lawn care. But if you want a good weed-free lawn, like I say, a lot of this stuff is time-consuming, but it's very meticulous when it comes to lawn care. Or Curtis, why did you pick lawn care? Because it's such strenuous work and labor and all that stuff, and it'd be hot and all of that. One of my things, there's a lot of different jobs that you can do. Right now we're in a pandemic, so I know there's a lot of people that are laid off. A lot of people have been furloughed from their employment. A lot of different things like that. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do as far as like starting businesses, running different companies. As long as everything is moving smoothly, there's no complaints. But when you get to things like this, a government shutdown or a pandemic, where you can't do what you like to do as much as you like to do it, then there is a panic. People having issues feeding and supporting their families and things like that. So one of the things that I thought about when I started the lawn company was, what can I do basically all year round and not much will hinder what I'm doing? I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm basically just cutting lawns and doing landscaping work and all that stuff. So basically I just came up with the idea that what is something that just about every house or every business has in any state, any city, any local area. All these houses that are over here, they all have something in common. You know what I mean? Different businesses, they have something in common. They got a lawn. Those lawns still need to be mowed, because if your lawn gets too high, gets over a certain inch or foot, then you have the local authorities that may give you a ticket, tell you need to have your lawn cut or something of that sort. So, hence the lawn care. Another thing I am going to start doing once I get all my funds and everything situated and get my truck and my trailer, I am actually going to start offering snow removal services as well over the winter. That basically gives me something to do over the spring and summer with lawn care, and that'll also give me something over the winter when it snows with snow removal. So basically the lawn care company can run just about 365 days a year. Not only that, my clients that I have, instead of them using 2 different companies, using me over the spring and the summer, and then over the winter when it's snowing, they have to go to a snow removal company. Instead of splitting the funds up that way, why not just do both and kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Especially with the commercial properties dealing with lawn care, they love to work with the same company all year round instead of splitting it up. It's easier for them as far as making payments, and it also gives the business an income. Because one things we can do, matter of fact, I'm gonna stop right here. All right, if you see that weed, see the product on there, mixed in with that product, it's the dish soap. So it sticks onto the leaves. With the product being wet, without a surfactant in there, it'll run off. Even though it'll run off into the soil, still a good thing, but you want it to stick on those blades as well as get into the soil. That way you're killing it from the top and you're killing it from the bottom as well. So that's basically what the surfactant is good for. And as you see, I'm walking over my spots that I actually treated. I'm sorry, the brush spots that I actually filled in. I'm walking over those spots. One thing you have to remember, even when you buy grass seeds, those grass seeds may contain weed seeds as well. But that's one reason that you always want to make sure you walk your lawn. Make sure when your new grass start germinating, you pay close attention to it. That way you can pick out any weeds that are coming up in that grass as well. That way you can get on top of it and you can stay on top of it. Instead of just letting it grow until it get out of control. You basically just make sure you stay on top of everything. Like I said, I know it's kind of tedious. Some people probably like, I'm not fit to do all that. I understand. I mean, this is something that I do. I'm not even gonna say for a living, because I do have 2 other jobs besides this. But, you know, I mean, that's basically what you have to do when you're building the company from the ground up. But my plan is right now is to build a lawn care company and then pass it off to my son, because I am actually about to start a cybersecurity company. And I have a MBE certification, which is Minority Business Enterprise certification. And I also have a Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business certification as well. With my Minority Business Owned certification, that allows me to do jobs with the state and the local governments. With my Service Disabled Veteran Small Business certification, that allows me to do work with the federal government. So with lawn care, like I say, I know a lot of people look at it like I'm not fit to be out there cutting grass and doing all this stuff. Like I say, I understand, but one of the things you may want to understand also, with the federal government, lawn care is roughly a $500 million a year industry just with the federal government. And like I say, that's the Service Disabled Veteran Small Business certification. Then you also have state and local businesses that need lawn care and landscaping as well. Whether they're building a new building and need landscaping done for that new building, or if they're already established, just about every 1 year or every 3 years, depending on what company it is, they usually do bids on their lawns. You come in at a lower bid, you can supply the service, you win a bid, you have 1 year to 3 years to prove yourself. But like I say, with the federal government, lawn care is roughly about a $500 million a year industry. And then add that on with your state and local governments as well. You can see about how much money you can make in a year. You don't have to get all of it. There's enough lawns out here for everybody. So, no matter how many lawn care companies out here, there's money out here to be made doing lawn care. But like I say, I'm gonna switch over to my son getting the lawn care business, and I'm gonna remove my service disabled veteran small business certification off of government contracts, because you can only have one certification in with the federal government at a time. So just like lawn care is a $500 million a year industry with the federal government, cybersecurity is roughly about a $50 billion a year industry contracting out to the federal government. So I really don't need to go any more into why the decision to go from lawn care to cybersecurity is my plan. So basically, once I get the contracts and everything set up with the state and local government and a couple more residential clients, I am going to pass the lawn care business over to my son. My son is 13 right now. He's been out with me. Actually, he'll be 14 in June. But he's been out with me doing some cutting. I still got to train him on a couple different things dealing with actual landscaping, gardening, things of that sort. But I am going to pass the stuff over to him. Hopefully when I pass it over to him, we have a crew, trucks, trailers, the mowers and everything that we need and all that. I'll still be the founder of the company. I'll still basically, of course, be the CEO of the company. I'll oversee the company and things of that nature. But I'll basically let my son get out there and run it. I will have supervisors, I will have managers and things like that. But if there are any issues, managers, supervisors, they can come to me and talk to me personally. My clients can call me personally. If they have any issues, they can call me, talk to me, and I'll get those issues resolved, whatever the issues are. If I need to go out and once I'm not gonna say done doing lawns, but once I slack up with doing lawns and start pushing the cybersecurity company more, if there are any issues with any clients that I personally need to go out and take care of myself, I will do so at that time. Because at the end of the day, I don't service customers. I know a lot of companies be like, oh, we love our customers and stuff like that or whatnot. These are customers. The customers to me are basically just your money source. I service clients. And with my clients, I basically want to build something with my clients. I want to try to go in and provide the best service possible. If there are any issues, I want my clients to know and understand that me being the founder, CEO of the company, I still stand with them. Anything that I need to do, I'll get out here and do it. No matter how big the company get, I'm never bigger than my clients. I work for my clients. I run the company, but the company works for my clients. It's just like any business. If you don't have any clients, you don't have a business. So basically that's really it. Just walking around doing a little spot treating of weeds, just to show you all something else that I do as far as like with my lawn care program that I have, my personal lawn care program that I have. As far as with clients, I have had some clients ask me about, have I heard of, something called spot treating weeds, because a company probably, told them about spot treating weeds, or they'll come out and spot treat their weeds for $150 or $100 or something like that. That's not practical if you haven't done a actual broad lawn weed control. You can spot treat weeds, that's fine, but there are weeds still, or weed seeds still embedded in the soil that are going to grow up that a spot treatment is not going to hit. So you want to basically do a broad weed control before you do any spot treating. You want to let that broad weed control work before you do any spot treating. But of course, they'll get out and, tell you they'll come and spot treat your weeds and things like that, $150, $200 or what have you. That'll be in the spring. What they won't tell you, that I am going to tell you, is there are two different type of weeds. And that's how they're going to get you. They're going to get probably about $300 out of you over the year, just spot treating. So you have spring weeds, which is what I'm spot treating now. And then you have fall weeds that come up and they basically attack your lawn over the fall and over the winter when you can't really get to it. So then that same company that did a spot treating over the spring is going to come back to you over the fall and say, well, yeah, you're going to have fall weeds coming up. So you want us to spot treat for those as well? And you'll be like, well, yeah, I want to make sure I don't have any weeds in my yard. All right, another $150, $200. You spot treat that. And they're going to basically do that, but they're not going to tell you unless they tell you, okay, it's going to be probably about $300 to do a full treatment of your lawn before they spot treat. But they'll probably get the first couple spot treats out the way just to get that money. Then come back and do a broad, well, we'll go ahead and weed treat your entire yard for you for $350. Only thing that is, basically just getting some weed control, getting you a broadcast spreader, walking your yard, pushing a broadcast spreader. That is it. They'll basically put a bag of granulars in a broadcast spreader and walk your property and let the broadcast spreader spread the granulars over your lawn, and then they'll leave. They're not going to tell you that it needs to be watered in. They're not going to tell you to make sure you watch for certain things. They're not even going to tell you, oh, well, it's 95 degrees right now, so we're not going to go ahead and spray this down because it'll burn your grass because it's 95 degrees or it's 100 degrees. They just go lay it down because you paid them to lay it down. That's it. And they go leave. Meanwhile, you go come outside 2 days later and wonder why your whole lawn is brown and it's not going into dormancy. But that's how they get you. Oh, well, we can restore it for you. And all that's going to be is adding water. Adding water, probably overseeding, all that stuff. We'll restore your lawn for you. That's going to be $750 though. All right. Now you got to come up out of that money. So it gets expensive, especially if you don't really know too much about lawns. And that's one thing that I try to do, even with my clients. I come out, I look at their lawn, see what kind of lawn they have. I will let them know the recommended height. Some people want to cut lower, which is fine. If you want to cut lower, that's fine. But with some grass, if you cut it lower than what's actually recommended for it, it's actually hurting your grass more than helping it. So there's a recommended cut height for tall fescue grass, zoysia grass, St. Augustine grass, Bermuda grass, Kentucky bluegrass. There's a recommended height for all those grasses. And you want to make sure you stick within the recommended height. Sometimes I'll let mine get a little bit higher because I'm actually trying to either test something out, or I may have a spot like the brush spots that I just filled in. I may have those spots and it's too early for me to mow. So I actually let the rest of the lawn get high or a little bit higher before I come back and mow it. But like I say, I'm actually doing a more of a tall fescue lawn. You can play around with tall fescue a little bit more. Some of your other lawns, Bermuda grass, Kentucky bluegrass, some of that stuff, you really don't have a lot of room to play around with that grass. It's basically one and done. You can't do a whole lot of experimenting with it unless you do like a little test plot or something like that. Like section off a little area in your lawn and basically just use that to run different tests on the soil that you have, the chemicals or organic product that you plan on using on the rest of your lawn. You can basically do a little section of your lawn, let that sit, see how it'll work, and then come back and do the rest of your lawn after you let that settle and do what it needs to do. But again, that's really about it for the most part. Just walk my line. I'll probably put my headphones on. Usually when I do a lot of line care stuff, I basically try to get lost in the line. So basically I'll put on some headphones, come out, do my thing, and just think, really. I know some people go running, going to the gym, things like that. And when I do my line, when I clean up anything, I basically just get lost in what I'm doing. And I try to clear my thoughts, clear my head. So that's why I can be out here in the yard for a couple hours, you know, just walking around, checking different things or whatever. Because like I say, when I'm just out here doing it, I basically get lost in it. I take pictures of different things, write different things down. After I spot treat, a lot of times I'll probably go in and give me a pad and a pen. I'll come back out and walk the line again. Take measurements, write down different things I need to check on, a couple different things I might need to research on. I just write that stuff down, take my pictures, go in, do a little bit of research, come back out, check it. You know, I basically just do stuff like that. You probably could call me a line nerd, but hey, I love a nice line. That's why I'm actually trying to get mine to where it's as nice as I want it. Oh, I'm spraying along the sides here. I'm gonna do it over on the other side as well. The reason I'm doing that, even though it's not in my yard, I cut my yard, but my neighbors here and my neighbors over here on the other side, they actually get their yard cut by somebody else. I'm not exactly sure if it's a line company or just a gentleman, you know, that comes through and cut the line. But he side discharges the cut. Every time he cut, he side discharged it. I've never seen him put a bag on that mower to bag the clippings, which is, I mean, it's fine. But I know this yard and I know the yard over there got a lot of thatch in it. And you can actually probably see it a little bit. That's a lot of buildup. A lot of buildup. And basically, like I say, he just come through, cut the grass, and then he dipped. He gone. So I basically come through and I spray some weed control a little bit into their yard, out to my yard. Because when he come along this side, I don't know if his chute is aiming toward the inside or if it's aiming toward the outside. But when he cut, if it's aiming toward the outside, you guessed it, those clippings are gonna come through the fence over here into my yard. So I want to try to make sure that this little area right here is treated with weed control, just in case that happens. I'm not always here at home when they come through and cut the yard, so I don't know which side his chute is on. Another good thing for him to do, instead of side discharging it, because he has I think a 32 or 36 inch deck with the one wheel stand on the back of it, and you basically just come through and ride through. So even with side discharging, another thing he can do is actually mulch. He can mulch the grass, which will not discharge it anywhere, but it'll basically cut it up more than one time as he's cutting. Mulching is good for the lawn at certain times also. How you doing? All right. I'm not gonna say you want to always mulch, because at the end of the day, even mulching, you're still leaving those grass clippings on your lawn, which is still going to contribute to your thatch buildup. One time that I would usually mulch if there's a lot of leaves in my lawn. I'll usually mulch the leaves up. Why mulch the leaves up and not rake the leaves? Mulching the leaves, your leaves are basically just leaves on the trees. You know what I mean? When they die, you mulch them up into your lawn, they decompose back into your lawn. There's nutrients and all kind of stuff in them leaves. You know what I mean? The tree gets water, it grows the leaves. Leaves fall off in the fall. Most of those leaves up on your lawn, that's basically part of your compost. It's organic. Leaves are organic. So it's not bad to have leaves and mulch them up. The bad part becomes when you have too many leaves and they're wet and they're just sitting on your lawn, matting your lawn down. And then when you rake those leaves, the grass up underneath those wet leaves is dead because of the weight of the leaves and because it's not getting any sunlight or anything. So you always want to make sure you check that. But like I said, I mean, when you're doing organic things or if you're doing things on a budget, you know, there's a lot of stuff you actually come up with and it'll actually help you more than hurt you. But I just like putting information out because, you know, even here in St. Louis, do I like going out to cut grass? Yes, I do. Do I like getting money for it? Yes, I do. But like with times like this, people don't have the money to pay, you know, somebody to come through professionally and do things. They may just have to, you know, get out there themselves and maintain it until they're able to pay somebody like myself to come and actually do the full thing for their lawn. Whether it's just cut it, whether it's putting mulch down in the flower bed, cleaning up the yard, whatever it is. People don't always have money every month to do that. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to come out and do it myself and look at different ways to actually make things a little bit cheaper. So like I say, I mean, this is basically, I'm not gonna say this is all I do. Like I say, I work 2 other jobs. So this is just something that I'm building right now. Hopefully if all goes well, my plan would be to push this more and make this a bigger company than what it is now. But I think I probably held y'all long enough. I don't even know how many minutes I've been on here. This wasn't supposed to be that long of a video. But hopefully, like I say, I can make this a lot bigger than what it is now. And if all else, be able to give something to my son. I got my daughters, they want my music business, so I guess I'll go ahead and train them on that because they getting back into doing their music. So yeah, we gonna get back into the studio here in a little bit. And y'all can stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. I think I'm probably finished this backyard now. So I'm basically just gonna go ahead and get this equipment off. Get ready to check the front. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna say the front. Since I didn't go up there and do the burst spot treatment, I'm gonna say the front before I weed control. Well, before I spot treat. I'm gonna do the burst spot treatment first. But I'll go ahead and let y'all go. I'm gonna give my brother a call back. My brother just called me. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a call back and holler at him for a little bit. But other than that, like I say, always, if y'all need me, hit me up, inbox me, post on this video, post on my comments. If you got my number, text me. Let me know what you might need. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try to find the answer for you. That'd be a good question for me because 9 times out of 10, if you ask the question and I don't know the answer to it, I need to know the answer to it. So I'll research it and get the answer for you. All right? But other than that, it's your boy, King Wrecker. I'll get with y'all later on. One.